Buddhism has evolved into one of the world's major religions, with many schools and branches, but if we go back to the source, Gautama Buddha, who was born as a prince that later became enlightened and known as the Buddha, the thoughts and philosophies of Buddhists became diverse, with some followers interpreting ideas differently than others. These teachings from Buddha can now be termed as the Buddha's wisdom for inner peace. Lesson 1. Adversities bring out the best within us. The sufferings of Buddha are known to everyone. It is the sufferings that led him to the path of enlightenment. It's the same in our case. We must not get disheartened by our sufferings. We must know that the hard times don't last forever, and it's the insights we get because of our suffering that will eventually lead to our success. I quote, "Upon a heap of rubbish in the roadside ditch blooms a lotus, fragrant and pleasing." Lesson 2. Deep desires are the greatest poisons. Another basic Buddhist teaching is that deep desire, also known as cravings and lust, poisons the mind and makes us restless and even sick. However, this doesn't mean that we should aim to curb our desires completely. Even Buddhist monks desire, which is a deep desire for enlightenment. You came to this video because of your desire to attain inner peace. The key is to desire the right things and to arm ourselves against the wrong things. And this can be achieved by daily meditation. In Buddhism, this means training the mind. I quote the Buddha, "Just as rain breaks through an ill-thatched house, so passion penetrates an undeveloped mind. Just as rain does not break through a well-thatched house, so passion never penetrates a well-developed mind." Lesson 3. Happiness requires training. I know this sounds a little out of the place, but hear me through. I would like to once again reiterate the importance of meditation, as the cornerstone of Buddhism is the practice of meditation. The goal of meditation is achieving freedom from the mind that has generally grown out of control. Through meditation, we can control our anger, desires, and train our mind to become present at the moment, unburdened or unencumbered by cravings and by the past or future. This is where happiness lies. I quote the Buddha, "He who delights in subduing evil thoughts, who meditates on the impurities, and is ever mindful, it is he who will make an end of craving." Lesson 4. There is no shortcut for success. Many things we do don't bring about pain instantly. Indulging the senses, for example, may give us short-term pleasure without the immediate punishment of pain. But in the long run, the consequences of evil will catch up to us. We may have become addicted, so our lives are dictated by uncontrolled cravings. The Buddhists believe in karma, which is the spiritual principle of cause and effect, and also in reincarnation. So, if we don't face the consequences of our evil deeds in this life, it will happen in one of the next lives, which might manifest itself as a bad rebirth. I quote the Buddha, "It may be well with the evildoer as long as the evil ripens not. But when it does ripen, then the evildoer sees his evil deeds." Lesson 5. Healthy company leads to a healthy mind. Buddha advises us to hang out with wise and positive people. The Buddha goes as far as saying that we're better off in solitude than to be in the company of foolish people or those that have a bad influence on us. I quote the Buddha, "Better it is to live alone. There is no fellowship with a fool. Live alone and do no evil. Be carefree like an elephant in the elephant forest." Lesson 6. Attachment leads to suffering. We suffer because we attach ourselves to external things which, in essence, are beyond our control. This is one of the basic teachings of Buddhism. Our youth and looks fade with time, the people we love will disappear, our success on YouTube, for example, will end one day. The key is to have a deep appreciation for what's happening at the moment, while acknowledging its impermanence and willingness to let it go. I quote the Buddha, "The good renounce attachment for everything. The virtuous do not prattle with a yearning for pleasures. The wise show no elation or depression when touched by happiness or sorrow." Lesson 7. Sensual pleasure leads to sufferings. What we shouldn't crave for according to Buddhism are sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasures aren't wrong in itself, but one's indulgence in them can become a source of evil. Things like greed, gluttony, and addiction stem from cravings to fulfill sensual pleasures. I quote the Buddha, quote, "Just as a storm throws down a weak tree, so does Mara overpower the man who lives for the pursuit of pleasures, who is uncontrolled in his senses, immoderate in eating, indolent, and dissipate." So, to wrap it up, let's summarize the 7 inner peace lessons from Buddhism as explained in this video. Attachment leads to suffering. One must desire the right things. Pursuing sensual pleasures leads to suffering. From misery grows beauty. Good company is important. A trained mind leads to happiness, and short-term evil has long-term consequences. I have taken these quotes from the Dhammapada and combined them with my own personal experience and learnings. There are many Buddhist scriptures to study besides the Dhammapada. If you know more about the Buddhist wisdom that you want to share, please put it in the comment section.